Greetings there, repairers of Land Rovers and maybe Minis and other vehicles at some points in time. My daughter's Mini is yet back to haunt me. It has developed some kind of oil leak, and in here, I don't know if it shows up again on the film, but down in here there is oil sprayed up there, so there's something going on with some kind of oil leak. Underneath as well, it's very oily and it's dripping and making a bit of mess on the road, and I obviously don't want my daughter's vehicle leaking oil everywhere. So I'm just going to have a little bit of a look at whether it's the crank seal on the end. So first things first, we're going to get this liner out so that we can actually find the bottom of the crankshaft. Like there's a little wheel under here. Okay, at the rear we've got one metal there, and at the top we've got one metal screw thing there, whether we can get these out easily. And then the other things are plastic clips. So there's one here, one behind the suspension strut, one at the bottom here, one here on the front, and then another couple here. And take off these plastic things as well. These just turn off, rotate off, and then fall off. Okay, we've got the wheel arch liner, and I've just sort of pushed it over here, so that can stay there for the time being. Now, looking in here, it is very mucky. There's oil all over the place, and like I said, there's oil being flung up the front. So I just need to really work out where this is coming from. Right, and then in there's like a 10mm bolt that we're going to undo. Once we've undone that, we'll be able to move this around a bit because it's in the way of the pulley. Right, and then we're going to have to get these off. So if you haven't got a impact gun, this will be difficult. You'll have to probably stop it from spinning. But like I said, the reason you need a little bit of movement in this just to get this undone, this wheel off. Do not undo the crank bolt, because that will give you a whole world of pain, because that's part of the timing. You'd have to then reset all the timing. Right, okay, hello. I've been a bit of a muppet because I didn't have the tool to take off the belt. So what I've done is I've disconnected this headlight and this front bar thing, and I've got myself a spanner in here. 30mm fits on there. I just assumed I'd have a spanner that would do it, but what I worked out is that there's not enough room to kind of turn the spanner to push in this magic little bit down here, this springy thing that you have to push in. So I've managed to do it, and I've pushed that in. I had to wedge a piece of wood down there to stop the spanner from kind of flying off. So obviously if you've got the correct tool, brilliant, but this is my bodge. Not sure I recommend it to anyone particularly, but it is a way of getting around it without having to buy the tool, because you're only going to use it like once or twice, and it's a lot of money for a tool that you barely use. So there you go, that's my bit of a bodge. Okay, after all that faffing around, well, you can see that this is now, tension's off. If you haven't got an impact driver, do crack these bolts first. They shouldn't be on really tight, but do it first. We also have to release this thingy, which is the this thing here, which is some kind of thing, I don't know, hydraulic thing or something. This has got like a thing in it that you have to pull out, and then it should release the tension. And it sort of hooks on somewhere, which you can't see, but anyway, once you pull it out, you have to hook it on, and it hooks into the top and then just keeps the tension off. So sorry, this is not my best filming or my best kind of stuff I'm doing here. I'm under a bit of pressure. There was always in my daughter's car, because I don't really want to be involved in repairing it, but obviously if it's spewing out a load of oil, we need to at least inspect it. Right, so now I've done that, I will continue to just take these off. Thingies are removed. I assume this should just come off nice and easily, but it's not. Aha, just a little nudge with a breaker bar thing. I'll assume it's going to drop down here. Got it. It does look a bit odd, because it looks deeper at the top. Yeah, it looks deeper at the top here than it is at the bottom. I think I'm going to replace it just because we've taken everything apart, but it's actually really difficult to see if that's where the leaking is coming from. There's so much oil all over here It just looks like it's being flung off of this as it rotates, although it's not like really drippy. But I'm assuming that's kind of where the oil's coming from, and also the fact that the seal at the bottom here is not in the same depth as it is up here, which is very odd. So I can feel that's deeper than that. Okay, after a bit of fooling around, what I've done is I've managed to get this screwdriver in on this edge, and it just starts to prise out. Now I've got to be a bit careful because this might leak a bunch of oil. There is a specific mini tool that you can buy to do this, but I don't possess that. So I assume that if it's on like this, make sure that we got it round the right way, so that's the inside and this is the outside. It's got an arrow on it, I assume, to tell you where the car engine should be rotating. I'm just going to gently get this loaded on, just very top level, just so that it's pushed flush. So let's start there, see if we can get it flush. Okay, so my belt finally came for the car, so that's good. The other thing that I've made for myself is I've got a 3D printer, and I've made myself a little thing to put in the seal to like a 2mm depth. I don't know what the seal was set at before, because someone's obviously been at the car and replaced it in the past when they've done the timing chain, but they haven't put the seal back in the position it was originally. So I'm just going to guess that it's got 2mm of depth to it, and so I've made this little die here with a 3D printer. It's just going to tap it in and give me 2mm all the way around evenly, so at least it won't be sort of out of kilter or out of tilt. So you just got to carefully work your way around and keep going until you get it in. It is a bit awkward because of the limited space, but you can get there in the end. So I've got it in on one side. Here it's contacting there. Just got to get these the other side. So the tool does help. Where it's in, I've got my 2mm here. I just feel it's needs a little bit more work on this side where the access is really limited. Okay, so it's a bit of a faff because there's this stupid pipe that's in the way, and it's just there's no flexibility. Now I looked around there, and it's like it's on a block. So if we took it off, my daughter's aircon doesn't work, but I just don't want to be taking off loads of extra bits. Anyway, my 3D tool did work. It just required a little bit of time. Keep going. A few seconds later. Hand tight as always, just so that you know they're not threading and if they're spinning in nicely. Final thing we've got to do is this tension wheel under here. Again, I'll try and take a picture. It's got to drop back down and it will pull up the tension on this belt. So we've got to pull this again to release it back into its thingy. Hopefully it will kind of go back in. And again, probably, I don't know how easy it is to see. So pushes back in. I will check that by moving my head underneath, and then hopefully we can possibly see, I don't know how easy it is, that this is aligned over the top properly, and then this one here is also aligned correctly. So with that, some tension on that, it kind of is going to hold that in place so it doesn't just flip off when we put the tension back on. Double check our tension is right, so that's dropped down nicely. Everything feels like it's in the middle, I hope. Right, so we're all installed and hopefully we are now no longer leaking. How to replace the front crank oil seal on a Mini R56. That's probably slow and middle-aged way. But, you know, there you go. I've done it.